SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
You're listening to Sports Talk Mississippi On Demand, presented by Pearl River Resort. Escape to Choctaw, Mississippi and enjoy world-class gaming, the Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, and Geyser Falls Water Park. Escape to Pearl River Resort.
Okay.
Sports Talk Mississippi is on the air. Sports Talk Mississippi is powered by C-Spire. Power your home or business with C-Spire Fiber. To learn more, visit supertalk.fm/C-Spire. C-Spire Fiber powers SuperTalk Mississippi. To the junction, in the Grove, and to the top. This is Sports Talk Mississippi. On your radio and in the game, right here on Super Talk Mississippi.
We're jumping right in here today on Sports Talk Mississippi. Brian Hadad and Michael Borkey, we're with you on a Tuesday. And joining us now from the Daily Journal, who covers the Ole Miss Rebels, a man who will drop a mofo at a moment's notice, Michael Katz. What's up, Katz?
Not much. How are you guys doing?
We couldn't be better.
Look at that stash, by the way, on this guy. Just
that is
immaculate.
Horrific. That is horrific.
Horrific.
Excuse you, first of all. It's funny because I've been doing this every June since I went to the College World Series in 2022, and I don't know why. It's just like I naturally get this like urge. So I'm usually growing a beard in May for some reason, and I'm like, okay, it's getting hot, but like we got to take advantage of the situation. So yeah, I guess it's my postseason mustache.
You just got done with Mike Bianco and a couple of players. What did you hear today from them?
I think the biggest thing, the players we talked to, it was Tristan Bissetta, Hayden Federico, and JP Robertson. I think the thing hearing from Hayden Federico was he will be the first to admit he got a bad read on that ball that he ended up snow coating and making one of the catches, one of the great catches probably in Ole Miss history, given the context of it. But I think one of the big things, and Mike brought this up. They did the same thing in 2022 when they went. It wasn't just like they weren't happy just to be there. Like they want to win this whole thing. They think they can win this whole thing. And that was the mindset in 2022. And it seems the same way now. Obviously it's great to make it to the College World Series. And, I guess you can say this was, I don't know if you'd say unlikely. This was a really good Ole Miss team all year. But maybe not one of the favorites going in to make the field. But this isn't a team that feels like that thinks it's a Cinderella story or an underdog or something. They're out there to win this thing. So I think that was one of the big messages that, yeah, obviously you enjoy the stuff that comes with the College World Series and the pageantry. And, yeah, you can soak up some moments, but you're not just there to play a couple games. You're there to make it to the last series and, be the last one standing. So, I thought that was, you never really know. Teams can say the right thing of like, of course we're trying to win a national championship, but I don't necessarily think that's always the case. But it was pretty clear from today that they are not just happy to be in the field.
Yeah. The 2014 team, that was before your time, of course, but that kind of felt like, they won a couple games there, but it was just a happy to be there moment. It's just, hey, they finally get the monkey off their back there in Omaha. That's great. 2022, obviously, they win the championship. I think that while getting to Omaha is the goal, they put it on the walls of the facilities at every program in the country. You're exactly right, though. I think that especially with the draw that they got on the side of their bracket, they have a real shot here to turn this into another championship appearance. And just being happy to be there doesn't make sense in the context of course, what you just said, but also North Carolina really good. But this side versus the other side of the bracket, they're very different.
100%. And again, don't like you said, North Carolina is extremely good. I'm a USC grad, so I was crashing out a little bit a couple days. We almost had the Michael Katz Bowl that I've been waiting for. We were supposed to have it in football. between Lane and Lincoln Riley, but they canceled those games. So I was finally going to get into baseball, and then I had my heart ripped out. But that's neither here nor there, other than just me being a USC fan. But it's North Carolina's really good. Obviously Georgia Tech was the talk of the ACC for the most part this year, and for good reason. They put up some insane numbers. North Carolina's really, really good. They have really, really good pitching. That's one of the top pitching staffs in college baseball, starters and relievers. But you do look at the rest of their side of the bracket, and again, it's not to take anything away from what Troy and West Virginia have done, but they're not Texas, Georgia, and Alabama on the other side. So I agree with you. I think there's a real opportunity here, not just because of the draw, but they are doing everything that you need to do this time of year to win big, and that's getting reliable pitching from your starters. It's having a bullpen you can depend on. It's playing solid defense, which has not always been the case for Ole Miss this year. It has been a little bit up and down, but they have been very, very solid in the field these last few weeks. And they're getting the timely hit, which, again, was not something that was always the case this year. They are doing everything that you need this time of year, and I really think they're a threat.
North Carolina, interesting team. So their ace during the regular season is a guy that they did not pitch in Game 1 of the regional, and therefore they didn't pitch him in Game 1 of the Super Regional, and that's Jason DeCaro. His numbers are unbelievable, especially having gone a complete game in Game 2 of the Super. I don't think he's going to go on Friday, do you? That the North Carolina kind of messed themselves up a little bit by going off, and now they might still have to continue to go off, even though he's their best arrow.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. And again, it really makes you look at matchup-wise and timing. Ole Miss has got to feel pretty good about where they're at pitching-wise. You haven't even seen Kane Townsend in like 2 weeks. And he's the guy who's going to be a first-round pick, almost for sure. So, it's there's obviously a lot of gamesmanship going right now. Mike Bianco declined to say who is going to be the starter for Friday's game.
I have a guess.
I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I would be surprised to not see number 26 out there, just because. He's done this before. It's not always pretty, but man, he gets you through games and usually end up winning them. So, it'll be interesting to see what North Carolina does, but they've got a good staff all around. They've got the ACC Freshman of the Year who I think have like a 2.2 ERA, 25 appearances, 3 starts. I think he leads the team in strikeouts, largely out of the bullpen. So they've got a lot of really good options.
Braden Randall gets the start in the outfield. Different ballpark, no monster or whatever and left in this one, but it's a much bigger, more spacious outfield that he's dealing with. It was a great decision by Mike Bianco. I assume they're going to just ride this out. That bat's got to stay in the lineup, and he didn't look uncomfortable in the outfield.
Yeah, I think you let athletes be athletes and let them figure it out. I think he's been asked this question ad nauseum the last few days, but he last played in the game. I think he said 14 and under summer ball. But he's a really good athlete, and I think this has been in the works a little bit longer than we probably think. I don't think he just started playing outfield. Yeah. He's been shagging balls and getting some reps in and whatnot, but he has been great this postseason, and you need him and Colin Reuter both in your lineup because Reuter's been pretty good too.
He had a big home run
this past weekend. Yeah, he's had some huge swings for you, and to have a power potential like that hitting 9th in your lineup is really big. Can really flip a game. So, and then you look at the other options for left field, and let's be honest, it hasn't been good this year. No. Daniel Pasella was their big prize transfer portal addition, and it hasn't probably gone the way he would have wanted it. Topher Jones has struggled at times, and so I think you need the combination of you need somebody who's going to put good at bats together and somebody who can get the job done in left, and I think Braden Randall is proving to be that guy. And it kind of reminds me of in 22 when they threw Calvin Harris out in the outfield. because you needed his bat in the lineup. Like this, I don't know. I know that Mike Bianco has gotten a lot of stuff over his 2+ decades, but he's pressing the right buttons again right now for sure. And he's willing to maybe do the unconventional thing when it matters, and more often than not, ends up working.
In about 60 seconds, you've covered a lot of Ole Miss teams. You know the history of Ole Miss baseball very well. A lot of really good, really talented, better regular season teams than this one. Didn't make it to this point. Why did this one?
The pitching came together at the right time. The Taylor Raves ascension reminds me so much of what Dylan DeLucia did. Obviously, different style pitcher, but the way that they seized control of the season the last month or two, huge. And then obviously Hunter Elliott's still here, and he was a big part of that 22 team as well. Kate Townsend is fantastic. I think that pitching staff is just, you can't tell me there's a better one. I know North Carolina's numbers are probably better. I don't know if it gets much better than the combination of Rabe, Elliott, and Kate Townsend. And, timely hitting from the veterans, I think, has been huge too. There's a lot of, obviously the roads for the teams were different, but I do see some similarities in the makeup of the 22 team in this one.
Michael Katz of the Daily Journal, read his work there. He's going to be covering the College World Series better than anybody out there. Michael, thank you so much for your time, man.
Appreciate you.
Talk Mississippi on the SuperTalk app, your local SuperTalk station, and at supertalk.fm.
All right, hey, Dad, let's start the show. So the only time we could get the great man Michael Katz to join us was to lead off today. And so couldn't not take advantage of that opportunity. So we appreciate you guys listening, and welcome to this Tuesday edition of Sports Talk Mississippi.
Glad you joined us here in the Pearl River Resort Studios. PearlRiverResort.com is the place to find your next exciting weekend. If you want to play some great golf and take the family out for a trip to Geyser Falls, if you just want to eat a good meal, just want to have a good time, make it happen for yourself at Pearl River Resort, PearlRiverResort.com. C-Spire text line open you at 601-879-4395. With C-Spire, it's easier than ever to get all the devices you want in one move with the Ultimate Connect bundle. Right now, new and current customers can get a free phone, watch, and tablet, plus 100 gigs of data for just $90. That includes the new iPhone 17 or Samsung Galaxy S26 for free, plus a free smartwatch and tablet to go with it. So don't wait. There's more to see. Visit cspire.com or stop by your local C-Spire store today. C-Spire, inspired by you.
The pitching situation is fascinating. Mike Bianco would not commit to a starter today. I would be shocked if it's not Hunter Elliott. Almost like a Lifetime Achievement Award. And they haven't, you know what I mean?
That's a good way of putting it, though, yeah.
Rabe has been better lately, but Hunter Elliott's who they threw in Game 1 of the Regional and the Super. They didn't lose either one of those games. He's going to throw in Game 1. I think that's going to happen. I do wonder if North Carolina kind of backed themselves into a corner, though. Because I would imagine they want to throw their ace in this game. But he had to throw in Game 2 of the Super Regional and threw a complete game. Are you going to throw him on shorter rest? It's just one day, but are you going to throw him on shorter rest? Even though for the postseason, you've had him inverted. That is an interesting debate, question, dilemma, whatever, of what the thought process is from North Carolina, because they're both good pitchers. Their numbers are good. Ryan Lynch has every bit of the ability to shut down a lineup as DeCaro. But DeCaro's a lot better on paper than Lynch is. If you were Ole Miss and you got to pick one, you're picking Lynch. So what does North Carolina do on Friday is fascinating.
I think you just got to go. I mean, you said he pitched Saturday, right?
Yes, he pitched Game 2 in the Super Regional.
I mean, at this point in the season, I think you're okay to throw him.
You should be.
And this is the College World Series, right? This is what you've been waiting all season for. You can't take chances. You can't go out there. You got to throw your best foot forward here against this Ole Miss team that's playing really good baseball right now. I think you have to go with your ace if you're North Carolina.
All right, Hadad trivia. Don't look it up. Don't look this up.
I'm not looking there.
From 11.7, there have been 23 different teams to make the College World Series over the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Only one of them has repeated. That is North Carolina. They made it in 24. They're obviously back in 26. Brian Hadad, can you name the other teams in the last 3 years that have made the College World Series?
So I got to get
2024, 2025, 2026. Can you name them all?
Yeah, I can do my best. LSU is in there. Texas A&M, Tennessee, Coastal Carolina, Wake Forest. Stanford would have been in there, I believe. Am I right? You got to let me know if I'm right.
Okay, Wake Forest did not make the College World Series in the last 3 years.
Didn't they beat LSU, or didn't LSU beat them in the College World Series in 2023 on the way to the national title?
2024, 25, 26.
Oh, okay. All right, Stanford?
Stanford is also not on the list.
UCLA?
UCLA, yes.
Trying to think my way around. Arkansas?
Arkansas, yes.
Auburn?
No.
Auburn hasn't made it in the last couple of years?
Not in the last 2 years.
I know Texas hasn't. Florida?
Florida, yes. So Texas made it this year, obviously. You know this year's. We can throw them out.
Yeah. Florida State?
Florida State.
Yeah. There's got to be somebody from Oregon State?
Oregon State.
I said there's got to be somebody from the West Coast and the Big Ten in there. Or I guess it's not a Big Ten team. Oklahoma made it this year. They haven't made it previous.
Correct. There's a low-hanging fruit right in front of your face that you're missing.
2024.
2024 is the year that this team made it.
Virginia?
Virginia.
Okay. Is that it? Was that the low-hanging fruit?
That's it, yeah, Brian O'Connor.
Oh, gosh. Has Clemson got one in there?
Clemson does not.
Okay. Miami doesn't have one.
Miami does not.
Kentucky?
Kentucky, good, 2024. You are missing one from 2024.
What conference?
ACC.
NC State?
NC State, very good. You are missing three from 2025. One of them is also low-hanging fruit.
It's not Ole Miss. It's not Southern. Did I say LSU? I said LSU.
You've said LSU. You've said Arkansas. You said UCLA, Oregon State, and Coastal Carolina. There's three more.
Okay. And one of them is one.
One of them is right in front of your face, and you're just missing it.
I can't imagine who it is. I said Arkansas, right?
You did say Arkansas.
I said A&M.
Arizona made it in 24. Arizona made it in 25, so two more.
Okay. I don't know.
Murray State. They went to Oxford and won the regional.
I forgot about that.
And then Louisville made it in 25 as well.
All right.
So only one repeat team in the College World Series in the last 3 years.
Think about the tournament this year. None of the teams who were in the College World Series last year even made the Super Regional this year.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
It's just hard to fathom that.
Well, we've talked so much about college baseball, and we feel like that's the sport where we're losing a lot of parity, but we aren't. Like, look at the results of this this tournament and all the top seeds that went out in the first round. There's plenty of parity to be had in this sport, especially if you've got. And I asked Brooks Bryan about this on the Thunder Lightning podcast. If you've got an ace, if you've got one guy, you can win a game, and that puts somebody else into a loser's bracket where they don't really want to be. And there's definitely some parity happening in this sport that we like.
Got a lot of stuff like this headed your way. You know the pair ratings. I know you're familiar with that, Hadad. It's a
heard of them,
college baseball and softball rating system, analytics. They're really good. A lot of interesting stuff they put out every week at PEAR Ratings. So P Ratings, if you will, on Twitter. I believe they're on Instagram and all that stuff too. According to their algorithm, their analytics model, Oklahoma had the most difficult path to the College World Series. They had to beat the Citadel twice. They lost to Georgia Tech, had to beat them twice, and then had to beat Kansas twice to get to Omaha. Ole Miss barely had the number 2 most difficult path to the College World Series, playing Arizona State twice, Nebraska a host, and obviously 2 games at Auburn. North Carolina, the number 3 most difficult path to the College World Series. They beat VCU, beat ECU, East Carolina twice, lost to USC, but then, of course, back-ended that super regional to get there. Georgia, the 4th most difficult path. They had to beat LIU and Liberty twice, and then, of course, had to beat Mississippi State twice. West Virginia, number 5. They beat, I don't recognize this logo. Is that Binghamton, who they had to beat in game 1? And then
I believe that's correct.
Lost to Kentucky, beat Wake Forest, beat Kentucky twice, then beat Cal Poly twice. Troy with the 6th most difficult path. Remember, they had to go to Florida, and they lost game 1 of the Florida Regional to Miami. They had to come out of the losers bracket, beat Miami, beat Florida twice, then beat Little Rock twice. Texas had the number 7 most difficult out of 8 path to Omaha. Holy Cross, Tarleton State, Santa Barbara, all one time, and then Oregon twice. And then Alabama, this path to the College World Series for the Crimson Tide. Alabama State, USC Upstate, Oregon State once, St. John's twice. Oklahoma State, once. Yeah. St. John's twice. That is an abysmal path to the College World Series. So easy that is the 3rd easiest path to the College World Series since 2014. Only 2017 Oregon State and 2021 Texas had easier paths than Alabama this year to the College World Series.
But they did it.
They did it. I mean, they awarded a host and all that. They couldn't help that St. John's beat Florida State. It's not their fault.
That's not their fault, exactly.
But yes, that is the easiest, by far, path to the College World Series. We'll do more baseball stuff when we come back. I've got a couple more stats of the day for you, some of your text on the text line, and really good stuff. Just a few days away from the start of the College World Series. Got a team to get to on the countdown of 100 teams in 100 days. We will go to the MAC for that one. We have an update on the Sorsby situation. Got a prompt for Hadad for the college football fix, inspired by Time's absolutely horrendous most influential athletes list. It's a horrible list, but Hadad's going to make a better one for the college football.
I'll try.
So we'll do all that and more with you on this Tuesday. Sports Talk Mississippi from the Pearl River Resort Studio.
From the best sports talk in the state.
It's the best thing.
Say that again.
We the best on 3. 1, 2, 3. We the best.
Sports Talk Mississippi. Super Talk Mississippi.
All right, we're going to get right back to baseball. I promise. 30 seconds of something that'll make the sports fan laugh. Argentina's doing a warm-up game in Jordan-Hare Stadium at Auburn.
Yes.
Apparently Messi was at the Buc-ee's outside of Auburn.
Eating a brisket sandwich. I just want to say something right here. If I've been to that Buc-ee's outside of Auburn. Right?
It's a great Buc-ee's, yeah.
I mean, all Buc-ee's are great. But if I walked into a Buc-ee's and saw Lionel Messi eating a brisket sandwich, I'd just turn around and walk out. Be like, I can't handle this. He's over there. Julian Alvarez is getting some candied pecans. Christian Romero's over there trying not to kick somebody in the shin at the fountain drinks. What's going on here?
One of the greatest players in any sport alive.
Eating a brisket sandwich. Please tell me there's content. Please tell me somebody is filming.
Somebody's got to be filming.
I got to check that out. That's incredible.
Gosh.
So good.
Somebody says, I say it year in and year out, baseball is the best tournament. This year in particular, if you liked drama and upsets, the baseball tournament, I mean, really dumped on the basketball tournament. It's not fantastic. Close. And, I mean, I love March Madness, too, and everything, but, man, we got that in baseball this year. Cool environments, new teams, upsets all over the place, drama, great games between heavyweights. I mean, it's hard to top what we've gotten so far.
It's been fantastic. And I think Omaha may deliver some of the same kind of results, to be honest with you. Just feels like the matchups are good. I mean, that Georgia-Texas matchup, that could be the national championship matchup. Those are probably the two best teams left in the field. They're going to go at it day one. I mean, that's going to be incredible. Yeah. And then, you've got we're just happy to be here teams, and they're playing each other. So somebody's going to the winner's bracket from Troy and West Virginia. Somebody's going to look at that and go, holy gosh, we're 2 wins away from playing for the national title.
And not too terribly long ago, Coastal Carolina went from happy to be here to winning a national title.
Exactly. So
I still can't believe that happened, by the way. That last game was, Monday at 11 a.m.? I mean, just ESPN completely at the time punting baseball.
Yeah, it was bad.
Couldn't have cared less. And they're getting a little bit better. I will give them credit. They're still not covering it the way that it probably should be this time of year. Mm-hmm. Now, with the World Cup, I know you guys don't care about soccer, but nationally...
The world. Well, not even nationally, the world.
Yeah. Just is going to draw its attention that way. I have a feeling the College World Series ratings are not going to be as good this year as they were last year.
Right.
Because on Friday, the night game in the first day of the College World Series is when the United States is playing a World Cup game. That's going to impact ratings. It definitely will, but... I have noticed that ESPN is doing more with baseball this year. Got a lot of the big ESPN treatment with a lot of these games. It's getting covered. I'm getting push notifications. There's more highlights. They're actually realizing, hey, wait a minute. I know people in L.A. and New York City don't like this, but the rest of America, they probably do.
New York City?
Although, boy, that place was rocking last night.
Yes, it was.
It was nuts. Somebody says, can we talk about how Brian O'Connor is cooking in the portal so far?
He's off to a really good start. Got a couple of big bats in. The Sunbelt Freshman of the Year, Brady Cressman from Georgia Southern. And then today, I'm make sure I pronounce it correctly. I received a text about it. Where did it go here? Dadgummit, I've lost the name. I know it's pronounced like Powders. Let me get Robbie Falk, of course, no longer with us.
He's alive.
I mean, I had lunch with him today, but, regardless. Jake Powders from Samford, who was another guy, double-digit home runs coming from the Southern Conference. I saw somebody in the mentions of that, like, Southern Conference, he's going to be real good, I bet. I'm sure he'll do good in the SEC. I'm double checking here, but I'm pretty sure the SEC Player of the Year transferred in from the Southern Conference. Let me double check that. Yes, Wofford. Yes, that's where Daniel Jackson started college. So the Southern Conference.
Hey, SoCon plays good baseball.
They play good baseball. I mean, State got Colton Ledbetter from the Southern Conference. They got R.J. Yeager from the Southern Conference. Those guys come over here and hit really well. So yeah, he's off to a good start. Still got to see some pitching come in the portal, but I know that it will get there. I've seen, this is what makes me laugh, Borkey, is people will be like, they'll say that, but they'll say it, well, that's great, can he pitch? And it's like, I feel like quoting Moneyball. If somebody hits a ground ball to first right this second, there's nobody there to field it. Got to get some position players, too. I know they need some pitching, but they got to get position players, too.
Yeah, the season's not even over yet, so plenty of time. Preston says it's the first year I've locked into regionals and super regionals that did not involve Ole Miss.
I think that's this year for whatever reason because because upsets attract people. Mm-hmm. This is we talk about it all the time. Like that's what makes the first 2 days of the NCAA tournament in basketball so exciting is the upsets, right? Then you want to start once you get past like the Sweet 16, you want to start seeing the good teams playing each other. You want to see the stars. But those first couple of days, you want to see the teams go down. And so when we're talking about UCLA getting knocked out and Auburn getting knocked out and Georgia Tech getting knocked out. And, I mean, all of these big teams, it got people's attention, I think more so than it ever has before.
If you had to guess what team remaining in the College World Series leads in exit velocity?
Ole Miss might be hit.
Ole Miss leads in exit velocity.
Yeah.
The average ball that is hit by an Ole Miss hitter is 90.2 miles per hour. Mm. That's because Becerra averages 275 miles per hour on exit. He hits ground balls, seriously, that are like 110 off the bat. He's never cheated. Oklahoma and Georgia are actually tied at 89.8.
Georgia was going to be my second guess there for sure.
North Carolina, Texas, West Virginia, Alabama, and Troy in that order in terms of exit velo. How about this? Talk about the transfer portal and parity and things like that. If you had to guess, Hadad, from 11.7, who in Omaha has the most transfers by percentage of their roster? So who has the most transfers in Omaha? Have you seen this?
I have not.
Who would you guess number one would be?
Georgia.
Georgia's 2. How about Troy? 75%
but that makes sense
of
because
Troy's roster is a transfer.
You would think a lot of Troy's, the guys they recruit, if they show out, they go up to the next level.
Yeah.
So that's not surprising when you think about it, yeah.
But credit to them also. I mean, there's this is what we talk about with Southern Miss football. Because we'll get a couple Southern Miss fans that get really mad that a bigger school poaches their player. Understandably so, by the way. I get that. That would frustrate the heck out of me, too. But you can also do the same thing. Because there's a lot of guys that are good enough to play that just don't because there's 85 guys on a roster. You go get them, and they can help you at your level. Look at what Troy's done. 75% of their roster is a transfer. You can play the same game that everybody else does. There's a lot of guys for Ole Miss and State right now that are good enough to play in the SEC, but they just can't because the guy in front of them is a little bit better. Yeah. Go get those guys and build a team, and you can go to the College World Series too. Georgia's number 2. Oklahoma 3, Texas 4. Georgia had 66%. Oklahoma, half their roster. Texas, 45%. West Virginia, 42%. Alabama, 40%. How about Ole Miss and North Carolina at the bottom? Ole Miss, 37%. And North Carolina, only 24% of their roster is a transfer. And that's what's interesting about this Ole Miss team. I mean, Dom Decker's there. Bassetta's there. He's valuable. Foley, their catcher, is a transfer. He's a multi-year guy, but he did transfer in.
He is a transfer, yeah.
But look at the pitchers.
Do they count that as that? Is like any transfer counts?
I believe
or is it just...
any transfer,
okay.
yeah. So this is high school versus not high
recruited
school.
Versus transfer.
Yes. But, I mean, look at Ole Miss, the 5 main pitchers that came from Ole Miss. Third base, shortstop, left field, center field, first base. None of those guys are transfers. So in the transfer era, and a team that uses the portal, Mike Bianco does use it, this team ended up riding the backs of guys that have been there. And that came there out of high school. I don't know if that means anything or not, but that is certainly interesting.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think my way around. Like, you just got to have balance, right? It just depends. And I think it's one of those things where you have a big transfer class one year. Maybe you're not getting all one-year players. And so the next year you need less. And then maybe the next year you got to restock. So, I don't think you can replace 7 or 8 guys every season in your lineup. But you might have one year where you got to replace 7, and then the next year you got to replace 2. And then, that's kind of, what you're looking at State right now with, Woodson will be back next year. Parker's back. Just bringing in this Cressman kid. He was a freshman this year. He'll be back in 28. You should have some guys back in the lineup from that.
How is Troy signing these players? They don't have any money, do they? I mean, not like an SEC team, no?
They have some money, but it doesn't matter. Somebody from a Division II, FCS, I guess not really FCS, but smaller schools.
Or an SEC guy that just wants to play.
Yeah, State. They had a guy from State last year, Shane Lewis, who hit a ton of home runs for him. He couldn't play at State, and in reality, it looks like State made a mistake. Should have found a way to keep him, but didn't do so.
Yeah. So, I mean, the roster spots are still there. There's only so many available for you to have on your team. So, yes, even though there are schools that can pay and some that can't, Sun Belt teams still have to field a team. So, no, it's not really surprising at all. Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be back from the Pearl River Resort Studio.
Now we have a special surprise for everyone.
Give it to me. More Sports Talk Mississippi right now on Super Talk Mississippi.
Talk Mississippi. I'm a sucker. Hey, Dad, I got. I'm getting got by the corporations all over.
What'd you do?
So, you've seen the United States crest on everything lately. Yeah, they're getting me. We're buying it all. I bought, and it's not really me as much as it is the 6-year-old that is super jacked up about the World Cup. Mm-hmm. Bought body wash because it had the USA logo on it today. I don't even really like the smell. It's just like winter fresh or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't really need it. But, Dad, USA. And I was like, yes, let me buy it. And then I realized this money's going to nobody. It's not supporting anybody. It's only going to be in my shower. It's not like it's going to be outward support. And it's going to a corporation. It's not like the money's going to St. Jude. I got by whatever the 5 corporations own Gillette soap or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm getting got, hey, Dad, everywhere.
It'll be all right. It'll be okay.
I need to be more frugal.
Well, that might be true, but it just is what it is. It's okay to support these things. It's all right.
Yeah. You know what I'm curious about? And I don't know if anybody will answer, and maybe the answer is just simply no, but, I mean, you've got 48 countries that are staying at campuses all over the country. Mm-hmm. Did anybody in Mississippi offer? Like, hey, did Ole Miss reach out, to the World Cup organizers and say, hey, our campus is available, for you guys to make it your home base, or because some colleges did it, obviously. Yeah. Some are hosting these warm-up games. What's the nearest
location that's hosting a game? Nashville?
I know Atlanta is. Nashville is not.
Because, the new stadium is.
The stadium's not ready yet.
So, I mean, that's a good haul. I mean,
you've got teams staying in Chattanooga and stuff like that.
But how far is Chattanooga to Atlanta?
Oh, that's a quick drive. It's like 40 miles or something, right? It's very close.
It's a 2-hour drive.
Yeah. But, I mean, you've got teams that are scattered all over the country, and they're having to play games all over the country. I'm curious if, and understandably, if they didn't try. But did you try to host one of these games?
Could have probably gotten a friendly if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm curious about that. The concert, I think the big stadium concerts are going to start dying.
You do? Why do you think that?
The way that they've been in mass anyway. There's just not that many acts, you know what I mean?
Oh, you're right.
I mean, Post Malone and Jelly Roll canceled their stadium tour because they weren't selling tickets.
Yeah.
The Zach Bryan show was good, but it didn't fill the place up.
Right.
And that's not unique to Mississippi State, by the way. You've got a lot of these stadium tours that are getting canceled, or you look at the pictures, it's like, oh, nobody showed up.
Yeah.
And how many music acts can truly fill up stadiums across the country? There's really not that many. I kind of think that was a fad that's going to go away for a little while.
Yeah.
So what's Ole Miss and State's next move? Is it going to be, get the Savannah Bananas, like the real Bananas, to come play in your stadium? What do you do next? You've got to find revenue, right?
Yeah, could be that, though. Could very well be that.
You get 60,000 people in both stadiums for Banana Ball.
Sure.
Easily.
For sure. Yeah, easily.
Somebody says Ella Langley would. I don't know. I don't know if she would fill up a 60,000 seat stadium as talented as she is.
Yeah.
On her own, anyway. Somebody says stadium concerts sound like crap anyway. Yeah, if you're far away from the stage.
It's more about the experience than anything else.
Just, I was there.
I was there, yeah.
Well, when it happened. You didn't go to Luke Bryan, though, did you?
I did.
Or Zach Bryan. I keep saying Luke Bryan. Zach Bryan.
No, I didn't go to Zach Bryan, and I wouldn't go to Luke Bryan.
Why not?
My money went to Zach Bryan, but I didn't go.
Somebody says Croatia staying in Alexandria, Virginia, but playing in Dallas, LA, and Boston. Exactly, yeah. So they're.
I don't know.
I would love to know if they tried.
I mean, I'm sure they did, but at least, a phone call was made, something.
Mm-hmm.
You would think. I could be wrong.
Mike says, when you have to sell children to be able to afford to go to the concert, it's not worth it.
No, you're right about that.
No kidding. Did you see Morgan Wallen canceled another concert?
Did he?
For weather. And there were people posted outside the stadium as the sun was setting. It was a beautiful night, and there was a weather issue.
Now,
It's like Morgan Wallen cancels the second night of a back-to-back concert in a stadium. Where have I seen that before? That sounds familiar to me.
I feel like we've heard that story before. So,
yeah, and another one, third-party ticket companies. Yes, they absolutely are ruining it. Ticket prices are killing the concerts.
That's
ridiculous.
Borkey's favorite thing.
It is.
Third-party ticket company. He loves to deal with those.
Whenever I become a billionaire, I will start my own platform, and my fee for transaction will be $1. Just $1 to transfer your tickets, and that's it. That's my...
I just love the idea of are you going to the concert tonight? Yeah, I got tickets on Borkey. What's Borkey?
Yes.
It's the new hot ticket app where they only charge you $1 fees. You've been borked.
We'll talk some college football. There's an update on the Sorsby story. We got a great text on this. I want to read that as well after the news. We'll be back.
Sports Talk Mississippi is back.
This is it.
Super Talk Mississippi.
Sports Talk Mississippi, back with you here on a Tuesday. It's a Friday for Michael Borkey. Don't let him fool you. He's out of here after today. Left me holding the bag of Ole Miss baseball coverage, of which there will be plenty. Don't you worry. I've got some cool stuff in the works for you guys.
You don't have any cool stuff. You're just going to have the hater hour.
Oh, is that what I'm – you just wait to see who's on this show the next 3 days.
No,
you just wait.
Truthfully, I had somebody ask it. For some reason, people think that because of where we attended school that we are incapable of talking about the other. It blows my mind. I don't get it.
It's one of those things that really bothers me. Like, let's say on a college football Saturday, State plays at 11, right? State plays their game. I go to the game or I watch it, whatever. And then Ole Miss is the night game. And there's just a ridiculous touchdown. Somebody scores on Ole Miss. Crazy play. I'm like, man. That was an unbelievable catch. Oh, why are you watching Ole Miss? It's my job.
You have to.
It's my job. This is
literally required.
I feel like Donald Sutherland in Animal House. Like, this is my job. So
you're going to do great. That was my response. Is like, he's going to do great. It's fine.
You guys would be like, Borkey who when it's all said and done. Don't you worry about that.
I hope they don't say that.
Yeah. Well, one thing that you might have to say this weekend is I got to get out there and mow the grass. And if that's the case, you need to go see our friends over at Ag Up. They got one question for you. Are you working your property or is your property working you? Well, if the answer is the other way around, go see our good people over at Ag Up, and they'll get you taken care of. Get you a John Deere compact tractor. Get the attachments. Get 0% financing. 1 through 4 series models right now. That's a deal that cannot be beat. Whether you're a first-time landowner or you're a veteran who's just like, I got to get a new tractor, Ag Up's team knows how to help you find the right machine for your property, but most importantly these days, for your budget. Stop by your local Ag Up equipment location. There's only 15 of them. Should be one local to you, I would think. Or visit them at agup.com. Ag Up Equipment and John Deere, built for what's next. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details. What's up on Sports Talk Mississippi? In about 20 minutes, Brandon Marcello will join us to give his thoughts on this whole Sorsby, this sordid Sorsby deal, of which I believe, Michael Borkey, you have some new information.
Yeah, there's a lot there. Number one, we saw yesterday with Sorsby. So if you guys aren't familiar, if you missed it yesterday, Texas Tech's new quarterback transferred from Cincinnati was caught placing, at least 9,000 bets for at least $90,000
like that
on sports, and of those bets included his own team that he was a player on when he was at Indiana. He transferred from Indiana to Cincinnati now to Texas Tech. They got a judge in Texas to grant him an injunction. Now, the thing about injunctions is that it's not permanent. There will be another...
I'm not laughing at you. You know what I'm laughing at.
I haven't looked at the text line yet.
No, yeah, you have. You responded to it.
Oh, gosh. Anyway,
I'm getting an ab working. I'm sorry. I'll mute. I'm sorry.
Shout out to Shaq Bully on the text line. The injunction only means that the NCAA can't punish him until a trial can be done and they can really argue this out and hash it out in court. That court date has been set in a Texas court. The Texas Court of Appeals, right, is where this is headed. All four justices have some kind of degree from Texas Tech. And they set the date, hey, Dad, for 2 weeks after the College Football Playoff National Championship.
Of course they did, yeah.
2 weeks after the College Football Playoff National Championship. So this frees him up to play unless somebody steps in and says, no, this frees him up to play the entire season. You have had, the Big 12 has had a meeting today. They're going to have more meetings discussing what's going on. You've had multiple Big 12 ADs on record say, we think we should cancel games against them, which we'll see. We'll talk to Marcello about that.
Yeah.
Also, the Big Ten has apparently had discussions centered around this situation. A league-wide mandate to not play Texas Tech is on the docket for the Big Ten. Mm-hmm. Texas Tech's future football schedule, you have to go up until 2030 to find their game, their next scheduled game against a Power 5 opponent. That is Arkansas. It is supposed to be in Vegas, and then they go to Fayetteville in 2031. They also have a home with Oregon starting in 2033 and another game with Arkansas scheduled for 2034. The Big Ten apparently is considering a ban. The SEC, by the way, not spoken on record about this, which I find fascinating.
Yeah.
My question to that is, are you going to put your money where your mouth is?
Yeah.
Everybody involved in this has spoken out harder against this than anything else that has happened with the NCAA. Truly, this is the most universally against a decision that basically there has been since Bediako, and the judge got that right at Alabama. He wasn't able to win that case. The NCAA won that case against the former professional basketball player in the G League, NBA draftee, right?
Right.
He lost. But are you actually going to do anything about it? That's my question. You can have these meetings and, we're considering this. Well, Big Ten, if you're considering it, do it. Tell Oregon, take that game off your schedule right now. You've got years to find a replacement. They're coming to your place in 2033. End it now. Make a press release. Announce it today. If you're not going to do that, then don't waste our time with headlines. You know what I mean?
Feels like the easy answer. You know, State, it's kind of interesting. State was scheduled to play Texas Tech starting in 28, 29. That got canceled recently because of, for obvious reasons. But now, I wonder if that was still on the schedule. I wonder if Zach Selman would have had to make a statement.
Yeah. Somebody says, let's all not play Ole Miss. They don't follow the rules either. You want to know how you know that this situation is different? Because you got none of this after the Chambliss decision. None of it. Nobody in the SEC released statements. None of that happened. No other conferences released statements. The ACC didn't come out against Trinidad. None of that happened. That's how you know they're different. That's how you know this one is a next level thing.
I would like to come out right now and make a statement on behalf of the other 15 member institutions of the SEC.
And he follows up still wrong. I'm sorry, you cannot equate these two things. It really, you have really got to not consider the facts of the circumstance to think that they are equal things. This is not a player petitioning for a medical red shirt. This is a player betting on his own team. Wildly different things.
Very different. I agree.
They're not equitable. That's like saying that a left tackle and a wide receiver do the same thing. Yeah, they both play football. They both found a local judge that had some favor. to get what they needed to get done. But the positions are different. The physical requirements to play offensive tackle are different than that of a wide receiver. And they can't do each other's job either. That's the differences here. They're both football players. They both involve a judge. Seemingly judges that like the player. But one of them had, even if you disagree, one of them had merit. Even if you think that the merit wasn't strong enough to overturn a ruling, one of them had merit. This one is simply a product of, I want him to play because guns up, boys.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
But there is a great question that we got on the text line. And I want to get to this when we come back because this is a fascinating question that I have not yet considered. He says, on the Texas Tech Sorsby issues, why has the college football playoff not come out and said that Texas Tech will not be eligible to participate if Sorsby plays football for them? The college football playoff is not owned or run by the NCAA.
Mm-hmm. This is a really smart point.
So they should go ahead and put their foot down that if Texas Tech plays a person who gambled on their own team, they will not be eligible to participate in the college football playoff. That is a great question, a great point. We will get to that and respond to that when we come back because you're exactly right. Why has nobody in college sports brought that fact up yet? The NCAA is the quote-unquote governing body. College football playoff operates on its own. It is a totally separate entity. They can invite whoever they want to invite to their playoff, and no court controls that because the college football playoff was not owned by state-run institutions.
Yeah.
They don't have athletes that work for them, quote-unquote work for them. They're independent. Great question. We'll address that when we come back. Sports Talk Mississippi. Don't go anywhere.
Bring Sports Talk Mississippi. Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. We got, during that tease, we got this question on the text line, and it's a good one. So tell me how the playoff system is not tied in with the NCAA. If it's not, the schools need to go ahead and break away from the NCAA and be done with them. I've talked about that for years. You already have the crowner of your champion not in the NCAA. Just invest in them and make them your governing body, and boom, there you go. But what do you think about that idea, Hadad? Should the college football playoff step in and say, you know what? They're not invited to our tournament if they're good enough.
I've been surprised that the Big 12 hasn't said something. Like in terms of, we can't allow this, you can't be a member of our conference kind of thing. They could easily get, I don't know, are there actually 12 teams in the Big 12 or is it more?
It's more now.
All right, let's say they could easily get 13-1. They could get everybody to vote against them and get them out. But the playoff is another good idea too. But here's the problem with the playoff. Here's the other side of that coin. You're correct in that they aren't controlled by the NCAA. So then the question becomes, why do they care? Like, no, they don't. I don't think they believe anybody's going to be point shaving in the playoff. So that's an issue. Like, they're like, well, what do we care? We just want to have good. We just want to have the best possible teams in our tournament so we can have great ratings, so we can make more money. They don't care about the integrity of the sport or anything.
Mike, I think and hope that's fake, but there was a picture floating around of a Sorsby Instagram post after the ruling that said bet on yourself.
It's got to be fake.
Question, why isn't Sorsby in trouble by the feds because he's admitted to sending money to family/friends to place bets out of state? Good question. I don't know the answer. I don't know. That's why this stuff out of Texas A&M and Cody Campbell, who, by the way, wrote an op-ed in USA Today, that is among the worst college sports commentaries I've ever read. And, by the way, the same guy, again, the billionaire backer of Texas Tech football, who's paying Sorsby, who was the financial backer of the Save College Sports Act, was unhinged on social media last night.
Was he?
Oh, my gosh. He was threatening to sue burner accounts.
Did he and 3-year Letterman get into it?
No, just random burner accounts. He was like, get your lawyers ready, that kind of stuff.
Gosh.
And one of the burners, again, these are faceless people, said, is that a threat? And he replied, yes. He's taking shots at Georgia. I mean, just unhinged emotional stuff. And the guy that is that has the voice of Congress, or has the ear of Congress, who was funding at least one member of the Senate who wrote the bill, cannot be trusted when that is how he responds to all of this. That's why I talk about it so much, because guys like him should not be making the decisions for us. That opt-in was horrible.
I'm sure. He's not a writer.
Oh, somebody says if it wasn't for Hadad and Richard, you'd be sacking groceries somewhere. Aw. He's not a very nice guy on the text line.
I think that's being generous, if we're being totally honest. Aw. You'd be like the janitor of that place where they sack the groceries.
Yeah, well, that's not very nice.
Well, you know.
That's not very nice.
Oh, he had to go.
Yeah.
So I just saw the Marcel Reed and Messi video. OMG, the cringe. It is unbelievable. We talked about it it'll be on tomorrow's Thunder and Lightning podcast. Like, we're just like, what on earth are you? And then we started a great debate of what jerseys do you think Messi has in his house, like has up in in a room. But such is life. Borkey would be a professional hacky sack player. Have you ever hackeyed the sack?
I have not.
I've never. I don't have the. I have decent hand-eye coordination in terms of I can play video games and stuff, but with my feet, not so much.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know what I would do if I didn't do media. Probably public relations. I think that with a journalism degree, that would have very easily, press secretary, something like that. Gosh, working in politics, could you imagine? Ugh.
Professional ultimate frisbee, perhaps. Do you like to froth? Dude, I live to froth. No? You're too locked in on that text line.
I don't know
what. Just let it go.
What is frothing? I don't.
Froth. You watch The Office, where he tells.
Oh, frisbee golf.
Frisbee golf.
Frisbee golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've never played frisbee golf either.
I have never played frisbee golf. No. No, I never have. Chick-fil-A manager. That's probably a good gig, actually. You know what? You know what the best part about that job is? You're guaranteed a day. As someone who's worked in the restaurant business, there are no real days off for you. But if you work for Chick-fil-A, you get one because they're not open. So, yeah, Chick-fil-A manager is a lucrative career. You would be good at it. Borkey, when you're good at something, there will always be haters.
Oh, yeah, of course.
What is he saying you're good at?
He's giving me a compliment. You.
What are you going to do, huh?
Donkey.
Donkey?
Here's what I'm going to do. Nobody can hear you now. Enjoy the rest of your day off, Hadad. Nope, still can't hear you. Wait, hold on. If you're saying anything you shouldn't, Mike's going on in 3, 2, 1. Okay.
I was like, 2 can play that game. I can take the headset off and just call it a day. That's the thing about being salaried. Doesn't matter how much work I actually do. As long as my face is on that camera right there, I'm working. Borkey, you is smart, you are kind, and you're important. Well, that's nice.
Thank you.
They do pay really well at Chick-fil-A. That's not a surprise. You know what? Speaking of Buc-ee's, that's what you want to do is manage a Buc-ee's. You're making like $300,000 a year. Heck, just washing the cars pays $30 an hour out there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Can we get Borkey? Can you hear? Talking about Chick-fil-A. Say what they say.
Oh yeah, my pleasure.
No, that didn't feel. So that didn't feel completely legit.
Somebody says Borkey would be the male Karen of the HOA. You don't know me at all. I hate the concept of homeowners associations. Those are the worst. That is the most anti-American.
Steve, your garage door has been open for 2 hours. All right, let's get that thing down.
Oh, I made a sweet old lady in my neighborhood mad because she was walking around trying to petition for an HOA. Mm-hmm. I was in my front yard. Yeah. And she came up and she was like, would you want to sign a petition? She's like, some of the houses in the neighborhood aren't as well kept as they should be, and I want to form a homeowners association. I said, ma'am, with all due respect, I have enough people telling me what to do every day as it is.
Yeah, I don't need
thank you.
Yeah.
And she walked away like mad that I wouldn't sign this petition. No way.
Young whippersnapper over there.
Get out of here.
Get out.
I don't want an HOA. I'll take care of my yard.
Yeah, it's fine.
And if I got a trash can in front of the garage,
the HOA had been like, don't go in anybody else's trash can, which you would have broken.
Zookeeper turtle enclosure. I tell you what, I would love to take care of exotic animals.
You'd be a herpetologist.
No, but I would want to do like the big cats and stuff too.
Oh, okay. So you want to be the they did a movie about that. You and James could do what was the name of that movie?
Tiger King. No,
with Matt Damon.
We bought a zoo.
We bought a zoo too. It's Borkey and James.
Problem is you need money for that.
I bet you could get a grant for that. A wildlife preserve or something.
I swear, again, if I ever become a billionaire, which, I'm on track to be a thousandaire. That will be another one of my things. I'll start a ticketing app, and I will open a wildlife rehabilitation center. So, like if a hawk gets hit by a car, we take that in, try to rehab it, and then in situations of like people that own exotic pets that they shouldn't, and the FBI comes in and seizes them, we would take them in. That is another dream of mine, is to own and operate a facility like that. I dealt with a turtle rescue lady. I think I've told the story. A turtle got hit by a lawnmower in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And she does turtle rehab here in the Jackson area. Did a great job. Sent me a picture when she put the turtle back in a pond and sent it on its way after
I hope the turtle's doing well.
Healed its shell back. I want to do something like that.
All right. How did we get here? We that guy.
The guy said that I'd be bagging groceries if it wasn't for you.
That's true. Borkey, Mike. He wouldn't be Borkey Exotic. He'd be Mike Exotic. Mike Exotic is actually a great name for you. It's better than Joe when you really think about it. Imagine that. That needs to be. You just need. People on radio they go to stage names all the time. Why don't you do that? Mike Exotic. Mike Fantastic. I think it's a good idea. Imagine introducing yourself to people at the bar. Hey, I'm Mike Fantastic. What's up? It's a great idea. We're going to introduce Brandon Marcello in just a few minutes from CBS Sports and 24/7. We'll actually get back to some serious sports talk. We'll talk about the Sorsby case. I think so. We'll do the Sorsby case. Maybe hit him up for a couple of other ideas as well. The college football offseason is in full effect, so we'll talk to Brandon, our good friend, in just a few minutes. Gentile Apparel is the official apparel provider of Sports Talk Mississippi. Borkey and I both rocking Gentile today. If I'm wearing it, means big guy sizes are available. Check out the website, gentileapparel.com, and check out the collegiate collection. It's time to start thinking about what's my new game day polo. Get one at gentileapparel.com. Brandon Marcello on the Farm Bureau guest line when we come back. This is Sports Talk Mississippi.
From the Sports Talk Mississippi.
Boom! Are you ready for some football?
On Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. We go to the Farm Bureau guest line. Check out favorites.com and go with the home team, Mississippi Farm Bureau. Brandon Marcello covers college football for CBS Sports. You know him, you love him. He's on your radio right now. And Brandon, I'll lead you off with a question that we got a little while ago on this Sorsby thing. The college football playoff is already not an entity of the NCAA. If all of these conferences and schools don't want Sorsby to play and are uncomfortable playing Texas Tech because of his existence, What's stopping them from getting the college football playoff to put their hand up and say, he cannot participate in our tournament, since they're technically, I guess, an independent body?
Nothing. Listen, I'm actually writing a column right now, and the last couple of days I've heard a lot of radical ideas about if Tech decides to stand by its man, Brendan Sorsby, and play him this year. And listen, over the years, we've had a lot of quote-unquote inflection points in college athletics, right? And I'm not downplaying those. But for the longest time, we've been discussing things such as arbitrary numbers around eligibility and the amount of years a player should be playing. And we've always kind of pushed it in our own heads that, you know, you go to college for usually 4 years, so that's what college athletics should look like, right? That's fine. But you've never heard, after a court ruling giving another player a year of eligibility, a big outrage, a universal outrage against it. But this time you are, because this deals obviously with the integrity of the game. No one has ever been able to bet on their own sport as a player and then continue to play after admitting to doing so. And by the way, doing so blatantly with 40 bets at the very least on his own team when he was at Indiana. And I can tell you the Big 12 athletic directors had a call earlier today, and they were unanimous, other than Kirby Hocutt, the Texas Tech athletics director, that he should not play this season. And what kind of ideas will be born out of this that will be used as threats against Texas Tech? You've heard several of them already. You've heard schools outside the Big 12 saying, hey, we're never going to schedule Texas Tech again. And those are more so probably empty threats and maybe warning shots. But what this could set in motion are some wild ideas. And we're already pushing toward wild ideas because, listen, the Big Ten and SEC have separately discussed doing their own self-governance, which could lead to potentially them finding a way within the House settlement terms to raise the revenue share cap well beyond anything we're seeing today with players that would alienate and leave the ACC and Big 12 behind already. But what's to say the SEC and the Big Ten, sitting here today, that if the Big 12 stands by idly and allows Brendan Sorsby to play this year at Texas Tech, what makes you think that the SEC and Big Ten decision makers aren't sitting there and thinking, well, if the Big 12 doesn't want to play by the foundational integrity of the rules that they've agreed to as part of being NCAA membership, that we should be doing business with them, that we should be including the Big 12 in what we do. What's stopping the SEC and the Big Ten from saying, you know what, we're not forming a super league. We're not going to challenge law and monopoly and collusion and all that. But the Big Ten could say we're going to play a conference-only schedule in football. The SEC could say we're going to play a conference-only schedule in football. That will give them more money, obviously, with the media networks, and it'll leave the Big 12 and ACC completely behind to a point where it would not even be competitive on the field anymore once the Big 12 and even the ACC programs, for the most part, meet them in the playoff. They would be, I wouldn't say broke, but their media deals would suffer tremendously. So I'm saying all that to say this. If Tech decides, this might just be one player and one thing, but as much as we've talked about inflection points and everything, there is so much universal disdain for Tech right now that this might end up being something, if they stand by and let him play, that could change the Big 12 and, for that matter, college athletics forever.
And that was going to kind of be my question, Brandon. Like, I think the term I would use is tipping point, right? You've been covering college football all these years. We've seen the transfer portal. We've seen NIL and all these things that have changed the sport. It feels like this is the first time where I really do truly feel big-time change is going to come as a result of what's happening right now. Do you feel the same?
Oh, yeah. But here in the interim, the pressure is being placed full court press on Texas Tech to say you got to make the decision not to play him. And if you don't, then it's going to be up to Brett Yormark, the Big 12 commissioner, to stand up and show a moment of leadership to see if he says, hey, we're not allowing him to play in Big 12 sanctioned games. In the end, I believe we'll see. that the pressure will be too much for the Texas Tech to just sit there and say we're going to play them. I think in the end, common sense, black and white thinking will prevail, and Brendan Sorsby won't be on the field. But if he plays, if they allow him to play, I think that all these nuclear options are very much on the table, because at this point you're completely saying you're not just testing the rules or breaking the rules. You're just completely saying that no rules apply to us at all. So why would you want to include those teams, and for that matter, that conference in your competitive seasons?
I guess my other question would be, and you kind of hit on it there, what would you say if you were, I hate to say if you were a betting man, but if you were, what are the odds that Texas Tech walks this back and says, okay, we can't do this. We have to kind of get on board with everybody else?
Well, I think, you're breaking up a little bit there, but I'm sorry. But I think you were asking about what happens if Tech says we're walking this back. If that ends up happening, I think that we could probably see more of a push and maybe some more support for the legislation in Washington. This might end up being a quote-unquote good thing, just by having all this infighting and universal pushback on all this. I think there may be more leeway to actually maybe amend that bill, and for the Big Ten and SEC, for that matter, to get some things that they want in there. But again, amplifying all of this, of course, is the involvement of Cody Campbell, the billionaire Texas Tech booster, who kind of wants it both ways, right? He says he wants to fix college athletics, but he's also saying, but until that happens, it's time. I'm going to continue to take advantage of the rules here. You can't really have both ways. You can't be a leader and say that we got to have some rules, but then say, but until Congress does so, we're going to break them. I mean, I've been hearing all kinds of crazy ideas out there about all this. And, for the fact of the matter is, the NCAA's rules have just not been enforceable at all for the last 6 years. We know that. But what we're getting into here when we talk about the integrity of the game, like what if Brendan Sorsby plays this? That communicates to all student athletes out there. I hate to use that word, student athlete, but it communicates to all players out there that, hey, you can bet on your own sport, and maybe a local judge will save you if you ever get caught later. So how does that affect the sports books themselves? How can you be able to put out real lines and prop bets out there if it is open knowledge that these players can bet on their own games at that point and maybe be saved by a local judge? I think this could be a rallying point for everybody. I mean, look at major pro sports, and for that matter, these sports books. Why would they not want legislation at this point of some sort? Why would they not be throwing money behind it now? Because this not just threatens the NCAA model, it threatens the very model of athletics and the integrity of it. This isn't about playing another year or two or whatever. This is about, hey, college sports can very well become just professional wrestling.
I mean, what's wrong with professional wrestling, man? We all love it, Brandon. What are you talking about? That sounds awesome to me.
Well, if that's the case, then listen, I want something real in my life,
yeah.
and college athletics has provided that for me for years, and we have gotten to the point now where it's not just it's the question. We've long questioned college athletics, but now it's just a certifiable joke. Yeah. I mean, I know people have been saying that for several years, but it's a certifiable joke. There's no turning back from this if we do not make the decision that this needs to. You cannot allow a player to play if he's betting on your own games.
About 60 seconds left, Brandon. Yes or no, does Brendan Sorsby play for Texas Tech this year?
No. I just don't see it. Because if they do that, Texas Tech is going to completely derail their future in college athletics. As much as they want to be a part of the big party of whatever a super league or whatever it looks like in the future, they will not be welcome to the party. They will be making their bed. No one's going to be on board with Tech.
Very good stuff. Thanks, Brandon, man. We really appreciate you. Talk to you later.
All right, see you.
Brandon Marcello, CBS Sports.
That was a big statement.
He said it. He said it right there, and he said it on the Farm Bureau guest line. Check out favorites.com and go with the home team. Brandon Marcello says no. Brendan Sorsby will not. I can't help but agree. It feels like the poison pill. And everybody's going to tell Texas Tech, like, this is it. This is it. If you do this, it's going to end bad for you.
The line has finally been crossed.
I think it's been drawn, and they're not going to let them cross it. We'll see what happens. Back in a minute. Should we do a team from the 100 teams in 100 days?
Yeah, we'll do our team when we come back.
Sports Talk Mississippi, your new home for exclusive sports coverage here in the Magnolia State.
Let me put it to you this way.
Right here on Super Talk Mississippi.
By the end of this week, Brian Hadad will be talking about teams in the 70s. But today, we go to the MAC for team number 81 on the countdown.
No!
Hold on, maybe... Nope. This is crazy. Why? This day's bananas, BANANAS. This day's bananas, 100 teams in 100 days. The computer not working as intended, but maybe the fight song will for team number 81 on the countdown. Miami, the Red Hawks of Miami. Quick, name their most famous football alum.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger. Went 11-1, I believe, or 12-1 as a starter one year at Miami. Their only loss was a tough game at Iowa. By the way, did you ever know why they're called Miami, even though they're in Ohio?
You know what's funny is looking up the restaurant. Like, I looked for the best restaurant in Miami, Ohio.
They're not in Miami, Ohio.
It's not. They're not. So why?
They are in Oxford, Ohio.
Even
a place
worse.
Where a good friend of mine ordered food delivered to an address in Oxford, Ohio.
Oh, no.
Alcohol will do that to you. They are called Miami. They're in the Miami Valley of southwestern Ohio, but that was named after a tribe of Native Americans.
Makes sense.
Maiamia, I believe, is how you pronounce the local tribe there. So that is why they are Miami University, located in Oxford, Ohio. They play at Yager Stadium. Not sponsored by the alcohol. No, it's a different spelling, but I imagine the fraternities have fun with Yager Stadium.
I'm sure they do,
on the pregame tailgates. A noted party school at Miami of Ohio, by the way. They get after it. They're the ones that really get into the Olympic hockey, right? They'll pack in the bars at like 4 a.m. to watch United States hockey. I believe that's the place.
I haven't seen that, but I'll believe it. I like the sound of it.
Chuck Martin has been the head coach there for a long time. He's done a good job. He's been there since 2014. He was the offensive coordinator at Notre Dame for 3 years before he got that job. He was an elite level head coach at Grand Valley State. He went 10-3, 13-0, 15-0, 12-1, 11-1, and 13-2 at Grand Valley State. That was Division II at the time. He took over at Miami. And again, he's done a good job. Only 5 wins in his first 2 years combined. But then 6-5, 6-8 COVID year, 7, 6, 11, 9, and 7. So for a MAC school, he's doing a pretty good job. Last year, though, the ever-elusive Hadad, 7-7 record. They went 7-7 last season. They opened with 2 Big Ten games. They opened the season at Wisconsin. They lost 17-0. By the way, that was a Bruce Marshall call. He called that Miami was going to cover that spread.
He did.
I'll never forget that. And then they lost at Rutgers. Then they lost to UNLV and Dan Mullen. Then they started winning. They beat Lindenwood, Northern Illinois. They beat Joe Moorhead's Akron Zips. They beat Eastern Michigan. They beat Western Michigan. They did lose to Ohio and Toledo before ending the season with a win at Buffalo and a win against Ball State before falling in the MAC championship to Western Michigan and then losing again in their bowl game to Fresno State. Again, they went 7-7 last season. This year they open at Pitt. They host Holy Cross, and Cincinnati is coming to their place. That's pretty cool. before hosting UConn and Bowling Green. They go to UMass, host Akron, go to Central Michigan, have an off week, host Buffalo and Ohio before ending the season with back-to-back road games at Kent State and Western Michigan. All right, hey, Dad, I know you know Oxford well, but not this one.
You're right. So, I love breakfast. I know Michael Borkey loves breakfast, too.
Oh, yeah.
We're over in Oxford, Ohio. We're going to Patterson's Cafe, which is a breakfast, brunch, and lunch spot. There's no dinner for sale there. I like a place where I can add whatever to my pancakes. You can add whatever to your pancakes. You can add M&Ms. You can add peanut butter chips. You can add strawberries. You can even add sausage, a sausage pancake. That sounds delightful. They've got French toast, kind of the same deal. They got a stuffed French toast. Okay, guys, guess what? You can get it stuffed with bacon and cream cheese. What? That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
would love to eat that. Omelets. They got some traditional breakfast. It looks like they have like a little bit of an Irish theme as well. So maybe we can get a pint of Guinness while we're there. Got a Monte Cristo on the menu. That's always a favorite of mine. They got a bunch of different grilled cheeses to choose from. They got some fantastic-looking burgers and chicken sandwiches. You can make your own. And, of course, you know, they've got look, they don't have a mimosa. They do have a mimosa, but they also have the man-mosa. Shot top beer, orange juice, and vodka.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's go. You get a buzz and your recommended daily allowance of vitamin C. That sounds fantastic. I'd be all over it.
Hey, Dad, remember when we were young and we would
drink stuff like that?
Those
oh, my
things?
gosh.
Yeah.
If you're ever in Oxford, Ohio, around breakfast or lunchtime, stop by Patterson's Cafe and tell them Borkey and Hadad sent you.
After the news, your college football fix. I'm going to put Hadad to the test. Time Magazine did something today. It's horrible. So we're going to make it better. We're going to SEC-ify it, and we're going to Hadad-ify it, and we're going to make it good. We'll do that for your college football fix.
This is a place for crazy people.
If it's sports in Mississippi, you'll hear about it here. Sports Talk Mississippi on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi, Hour 3 on this Tuesday. So glad that you guys are with us. I'm Michael Borkey. He is Brian Hadad, and this is your college football fix.
The college football fix is driven by your Mississippi Ford dealers. Built Ford Tough. That's the best-selling truck in America, the Ford F-150. Why are you wasting your time looking at literally anything else? Do you need a new truck? There's only one place to shop. Your Mississippi Ford dealers today. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
All right, Time Magazine released a top 100 most influential people in sports list. Mm-hmm. And not going to go really through any of it with any thought, because they certainly did not go through it with any thought. Here's the top 25. LeBron James, Hillary Knight, Lionel Messi, Eileen Gu, you know, the American that competes for China for a lot of money in the Olympics and acts like a hero. Roger Goodell, Ilya Malinin, Jannik Sinner, Asia Wilson, Lando Norris, Shohei Ohtani, Carlos Alcaraz, Nikki Hiltz, Caitlin Clark, Saquon Barkley, Marie Phillip, is it Poulin? I have no idea who that is.
I don't know who these people are.
Oksana Masters, Mondo Duplantis, Michaela Schifrin, Dawn Staley, Jordan Stolz, Atiana Bonmati, Mandy Horvath, Lee Sang-Hyok, Portia Woodman-Wycliffe, and Reyesa Liao. That's your top 25 most influential people in sports, according to Time Magazine. What? Anyway, let's do that the Hadad version.
Okay.
But SEC football this season. So Nick Saban didn't really count. The 2026, give me 10. The top 10.
I'll do as many as I can. How about that?
Most influential figures in SEC football for the 2026 season.
You're going to hate number one.
It's Arch Manning.
It's Lane Kiffin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what am I thinking?
It's Lane Kiffin, 100%.
Lane Kiffin, number one.
Manning.
But let's go through each one. So Lane Kiffin and why? Just generally.
I mean, nobody has more eyes on them this season than Lane Kiffin does. Nobody will move the needle more than Lane Kiffin does.
The eyes of pressure, the eyes of hatred, and the eyes of intrigue.
And the eyes of support. The LSU fans
of course, yes.
are backing him up there, too. Everybody is interested to see Kiffin this year. 2 is probably Arch. Go Arch there. 3. Oh, goodness. Probably Trinidad?
Is it still Kirby Smart?
No, I'm going to put Trinidad ahead of him.
Trinidad
I think people want to see what he does without Kiffin.
Arch is self-explanatory. Trinidad, yeah.
I think they want to see what he does without Kiffin. I think the NCAA stuff has people interested in him. Mm-hmm. There's a certain segment that probably rooting against him, to be honest. Beyond those of us here in Starkville. Next one up.
Number 4. I would say Kirby.
Kirby's probably the answer here. Yeah. Kirby. Then
influential doesn't mean best, by the way.
No, I know. I'm trying to think. That's what I'm trying to think of.
I want to put DeBoer. Marcel Reed up high,
DeBoer is going to be here. DeBoer is going to be here.
DeBoer at 5.
Yeah.
Just because he's got the Alabama job. Yeah. He's got a roster that's good enough to win, but a ton of pressure to win a championship, et cetera.
Then we'll go. Marcel Reed is the good one at 6 because, I mean, he's got a great team around him, but he's had a rough offseason with people calling him out for stuff. So put him on the list there. I'm definitely not going to say Jimmy Sexton. I'm trying to keep it to the people on the field, coaches and players. Just not necessarily in any order. Gunnar Stockton would be on the list for sure.
Because if he's good, at times he flashed last season like one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Yeah. At times. Yeah. If he can be that guy all the time.
Ahmad Hardy is on the list because people want to know when he's going to be back from injury.
Elite player to begin with.
Yeah. Lacey would probably be in the top 25. I mean, you're the best running back in the conference, especially if Hardy's hurt. Then there's no question, right? I'm trying to think.
Sam Leavitt.
Yeah, Leavitt should be on the list. I'm trying to think of some defensive players to put on there. Is Kelly Jones on the list? I don't know. Maybe not. I think Kamario Taylor could be like down to like 24, 25. I think people are intrigued by him.
They are. If we were doing a local top 10, Will Eccles and Cam Franklin and Centarian Perkins all make the top 10.
They're all on the list, as does Kelly Jones and Isaac Smith, Fluff Bothwell.
But I don't know if they fit in the SEC.
No, they don't. Not that they're not great players, but
influential is the
talking
word.
About everybody. Ryan Williams, whatever his new last name is, at Alabama. Golish is going to be on the list. And with that, Byron Brown should probably be on the list as well.
What's Florida's quarterback's name? I forget.
Philo.
Aaron Philo is a good one.
I'm not super intrigued by him. I don't know why. I think they're going to be good this year, but I'm just not super. Beamer Sellers for sure is on the list. Like, this is a guy who was preseason top 5 draft choice last year. Now he's back for another year. What can he finally do?
Austin Simmons.
Probably on the list. He's interesting.
That kid's getting another offseason of if he can reach his potential.
Yeah. I think Will Stein
should be
on the list. People are interested to see, can he get Kentucky going in the right direction?
Let me throw one at you. Jared Curtis.
That's a good one.
Not up high on the list, but
trying to replace Pavia. There's some stuff that makes him interesting there.
Incoming 5-star quarterback to Vanderbilt of all places.
Arkansas doesn't have anybody. Like, I'm just not that interested in Silverfield. I'm not interested in his quarterbacks or anything like that.
John David Baker.
Yeah, as much as a quarterback.
Not number 1 through 10.
Golding is on the list. We haven't said him yet, but Golding would be on the list because people are going to be wanting to see.
Yeah.
what does he do in year one? Finally it's his team. He's got to replace Kiffin. What do you do? Is there an athletic director that should be on this list?
The president at the University of Georgia, I think, is on this list.
Because he's the one sort of pushing this.
Because he's the one that's like,
thing.
Guys, enough is enough. Let's just do it already. And he's speaking on record very publicly. I think by season's end, he's going to influence some kind of major change.
Yeah. The Athens County Police Department. Athens Clarke County. Is that what it is? They'll be busy this season, as they always are.
Their radar guns.
Their radar guns are the most. They're number one.
John Mateer.
Mateer is a good one. I think Mateer is more interesting than Venables. Mm-hmm. Because I think as Mateer goes, Venables goes. That defense will be fine. They'll be really good defensively. But if they can't score, it doesn't matter. And Mateer last year he wasn't the same after that injury.
Pretty darn good list.
Somebody mentions there Zach Arnett.
That's a good one. He wouldn't be top 5, but
no, but should he be on the list of how does he react coming back as a defensive coordinator, the place where he was fired as the head coach? It's such a unique situation. That could be that's one that you could put an eye on for sure. Who else from Ole Miss should be on there? Deuce Alexander, no. Who's the top rated recruit coming into the conference?
The top rated recruit coming into the is Curtis.
Is it Curtis?
I don't know, but he's a 5-star quarterback.
24/7. I want to see the recruit rankings. Yeah, for players. Hold on a second. The top rated player in the country coming to the SEC is. Oh, it's Faison Brandon at Tennessee.
We haven't mentioned Luke Farrelly yet.
I think
because there's the is it worth it? All the drama.
I don't know how much people are going to really watch him. I think more people are more interested in what's going on out around him than him himself. Yeah, if that makes sense.
It's going to be interesting. I think this is how this is going to go down. Mm-hmm. If LSU beats Clemson badly in Week 1. Nobody's going to care about the Farrelly thing will just end.
Yeah, because it's going to be all right, he's on the hot seat. He's just trying to say whatever he can say.
And it'll be, maybe Dabo should have played the game after all. It'll turn if they get beat badly. Now, if they beat LSU.
Mm-hmm. It's different.
Hey, there's your just different counter.
There it is. Be very different if LSU comes to Oxford with a loss. The worst case scenario, by the way, is that LSU loses to Clemson and Ole Miss loses to Louisville. And
my gosh.
What are we doing? This game, what happened? I don't think either one of those things will happen, though.
Don't either. It's your college football fix, driven by Ford. Most influential.
Next time, tell me ahead of time. I would have had a list. I sent
you a rundown
at what time?
12:40 today.
I've been busy.
Don't blame me for that.
I was very busy today.
We'll be back.
Sports Talk Mississippi, to the junction, in the Grove, and to the top. Sports Talk Mississippi on Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. Let's localize that even more, Hadad. Work through just the top 10 for state, and we'll do one for Ole Miss as well. Most influential. It doesn't have to just be players.
Just for the record, here on the rundown, a few things I like to go deeper on. Time released this list, and it's horrible. There's no mention of me having to do a list.
Dad, look at the college football fix, brother.
Hold on. Well, that's not what I looked at. Oh, that's still. Still.
That was sent to you at 12:40
Yeah,
today.
but still.
12:40.
So, all right, localize it. What do you want me to do?
So top 10. Most influential players, coaches, whoever. Mississippi State football 2026.
For Mississippi State?
Yes, and then we'll do Ole Miss as well.
Oh, for Mississippi State. Levy.
Levy 1.
Arnett.
Arnett 2.
Taylor.
Taylor 3.
Jones. Kelly Jones. Miles McVay.
Ooh, okay.
Potential starting left tackle. Got to be good. Got to be good. Marquise Johnson, possibly replacing Brennan Thompson. Somebody's got to replace 54 catches, 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
So that, if I said...
that's 6.
6. Will Whitson. He's back fully. That's a huge boost for Mississippi State. Fluff Bothwell, Anthony Evans, and another offensive lineman.
The other tackle?
Blake Steen. Can he? When he signed with State last year, there was like, this guy's played a lot of football. He should
Virginia
be pretty good.
Transfer, correct?
Yeah, and then he was terrible in the first half against USM. Then he got hurt and was out the rest of the season. He could be a big piece if he's actually good this year. So there we go. There's my top 10.
The 10 most influential.
What about for Ole Miss?
Golding first. Yeah, got to be, right?
Ahead of Trinidad.
I think so.
Okay.
Because it's new head coach, trying to keep momentum, etc. Trinidad, Lacey, John David Baker, Terez Davis, left tackle.
Okay.
And honestly, you probably could go left and right, either Tommy Kinsler or Kern or whoever's going to play right tackle. Because you're replacing 2 experienced offensive tackles there. So that's 5. Will Eccles, Centarian Perkins, Keaton Thomas, Deuce Alexander. Ooh, that's tough. Edwin Joseph, the safety, Florida State transfer. Either him or Jay Crawford, the defensive back transfer from Auburn. I think that would be my 10.
Okay.
Luke Has probably belongs on that list somewhere because Daquan Wright's gone. Has/Odom. Odom needs to get more consistent catching the football. The physical tools are there. He could be an elite tight end if you could just depend on him to catch more than you currently can. Did some nice things last year, but the drops were a problem. Farrelly's probably up there at some point as you go through this because of how important the linebacker position is, obviously. Didn't mention Cam Franklin yet.
Yeah.
I think that's about where I'd go in that order, yeah.
On our all SEC one, should Princewell be on there? Because I think people are going to watch as one of the guys who left Ole Miss to go to LSU. People have an eye on him.
And there's pressure on him to perform because he cost a lot. They had to pay a buyout, which I guess is still not due quite yet, but it's due at the end of the month. What was it, about $500,000 that LSU had to pay Ole Miss just to pay him his $1.5 million or whatever they're paying him? Yeah, that's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure on that dude.
All right. That's somebody to keep an eye on.
Seaton would also be one that we mentioned.
Talking about maybe the highest paid player in college football right there. Could very well be.
He's got a lot of improvement that he has to do in the run game. Apparently that was not a strength at all in the last 2 years. He looks physically great, though, to give LSU credit. Physically, he has changed his body. He looks great. He actually looks like a first-round pick tackle now.
That's good news for the Rebels. For the Tigers.
He was, let's just say at Colorado, he didn't look like that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of players at Colorado. Gosh, I know you saw the video of them running out of the tunnel at their spring game.
It was something. They look like a bunch of midgets. I don't think I can say that word, but I just said it. So
they looked like a high school football team. I cannot believe that was a Big 12 team running out of that tunnel. Physically, just whoo. Yeah. Rough look. What do you think he's going to do after this year?
Deion?
Yeah.
I think this is his last year at Colorado. There's just no point in going forward. It's not going anywhere. They're going to be bad again. Just go ahead, retire. He's got health issues. Just go ahead and retire. I think that would be the smart move.
Mm-hmm. Brandon says Luke has got to be good. I mean, this offense needs tight ends. They're talented in that room, but Wright was so reliable. And Has was good at Arkansas, but got hurt in training camp last year, so you didn't get to see much of him really until ironically enough, the Sugar Bowl where he had that touchdown catch. But, yeah, that's an important position in this offense. And I think you're going to see some more multi-tight end set type stuff as well. I mean, look, guys, I'm just a yapper. I'm not some kind of X's and O's football expert. I'm not going to pretend to be one, too. But I did, after Baker was hired, look at a lot of East Carolina stuff. And I think, the offense is largely the same. Same concepts. He comes from the Kiffin tree. I think you're going to see more heavy stuff, especially in short yardages. And I don't mean a defensive tackle running the ball. I mean 2 tight ends, even somebody that might like an H-back, if you will, not necessarily a true fullback, but multiple backs on the field at the same time. And I think the red zone goal-to-go offense is going to look not a lot different, but going to look different as well. More use of packages like that as opposed to still spreading them out 4 wide and trying to score on 3rd and goal from the 5.
Yeah.
With a 5-man box trying to run, or 5 men in the box trying to run the football. That kind of stuff. A little bit different. Not better or worse, just different. There's my counter today.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Both teams in this state, it's kind of interesting. Like, State is interesting more locally, just because obviously the fan base is here, but I just don't think enough people are looking at Lebby and saying, I think it goes back to what we've talked about a lot, right? Where it's, if you just look at Mississippi State and you're not a Mississippi State fan and you didn't watch every play of every game, and you just see a coach that went from 2 wins to 5 wins, and you look at the results, you're like, man, they were really close to being a 6 or 7 or 8 win team. You're not going to look at him and go, that's a coach who's in any trouble. But then when you're somebody like me who watched every game and saw every decision and have to scrutinize, I would say he needs to take a step forward this year. So locally, Mississippi State is interesting. Obviously, nationally, Ole Miss is interesting, and it's kind of viewed through the prism of Kiffin, right? Ole Miss would be interesting because they're going to be a good team. They are going to be a team that competes for a college football playoff spot.
They have the roster to do it.
They have the roster to do it. That's how I should phrase that. Yeah. But everything they do, it's going to be, well, what would Kiffin have done? This first year, there's just not going to be any escaping that.
You saw that in the playoff when Daquan Wright didn't run out of bounds before the half like you should have.
Yeah, I mean, if I think Ole Miss will beat Louisville, but if they struggle in that game, if it's close, the narrative is just going to be, especially if LSU blows out Clemson, it's going to be like, that's all you're going to hear is, well, if Kiffin had been there, they're already showing signs of decline, is what it's going to be. And then you're going to have to win that game against LSU on September the 19th.
Somebody says, Zach Selman should have been one of the 10 if, things aren't going well.
Yeah.
I think they will go well enough for him to save his job, but that would be an AD getting to hire a second football coach.
That would be his second one, yeah.
So a lot of pressure. I mean, even at a place like Mississippi State where baseball is just so huge, you can't get a second football coach wrong.
Right.
Bringing in Brian O'Connor will not matter if you don't get your second football coach right.
Correct.
Even at Mississippi State.
Yeah, it's great that you brought in Brian O'Connor, but if Jeff Lebby doesn't work out and the next football coach doesn't work out, that's going to be that. And that's just that's just the way of the world in college athletics.
Yeah, for sure. 601-879-4395, the C Spire text line, be a part of the show. That is how you do it. Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be back in just a little bit.
from this.
Sports Talk Mississippi. Sports. On your radio and in the game. Super Talk Mississippi.
Couple votes on the text line, by the way. Didn't mention Carniero, the Ole Miss kicker. Yeah, that of all the times the kicker gets a mention, that one should have been it. That's a massive oversight on my part. They do not win the Sugar Bowl without having one of, if not the best kicker in the nation. Good from 56 and 57, and the game winner later on from almost 50.
Yeah.
Dude's a stud.
And I keep coming back to that. I don't know that he would have got those opportunities.
Nope.
If Lane Kiffin had been the head coach. So.
Somebody says, hey, this is Leon from Little Rock. My conspiracy theory is 2 College World Series in Bianco's first 25 years. Now 2 years letting his assistants do their jobs. He's there. If there's anything to this, it could be the start of something. Simply put, I think that it's not a conspiracy; it's an observation. They won a national championship. He made it to his second College World Series in 22, but then after that, things stopped working, and they fell off a cliff. They were a disaster, and the guy that had been the pitching coach as well as the head coach for over 2 decades and doing it well, decided whether it was kind of pushed to that decision or on his own, but either way, made the decision to go hire a pitching coach. And it's changed a lot within his program. And that is one of the most important qualities of a coach. So some people take that the wrong way. I had a podcast commenter say, you're taking away from Bianco when you say that. No, I'm not. Hiring assistants is
huge part of the job.
The second most important quality of being a head coach besides being a good coach yourself. It's being good at your job, number 1. Number 2, hiring the best assistants. Number 3, recruiting players. You can have great players and a terrible staff and still lose. Nick Saban's best quality as a head coach: structure and organization, hiring. It's a direct credit to Mike Bianco for hiring Joel Mangrum and giving him the reins. That's what head coaches do. So I don't understand why it was one commenter, but was really upset about that. You're not taking anything away from a coach when you say he hired one heck of an assistant who's done a great job. That's the whole point.
It's a true story. It's you think about how much it's more of a football thing. Like we put so much emphasis on the coordinator hires, especially when a new coach comes in. Like, what kind of staff is he going to put together? Because those are the guys that recruit for you. Those are the guys that, are really day-to-day developmental with your players. So, yeah, like, there's no shame in saying Bianco made a great decision to hire these guys. That's a huge part of the job.
Yeah. So you'll obviously have to cover the Ole Miss games, especially since I'll be gone.
Yeah.
What other matchups are you most looking forward to in the College World Series? What games do you have to watch?
I mentioned, obviously there's 2. Georgia, Texas that's a heavyweight fight. That's Ali Frazier going at it. They're going to be throwing bombs on each other. Volantis versus that ridiculous Georgia lineup. I can't wait to see it. The other one, as I mentioned it earlier, we're just happy to be here, but oh wait, if we win, we're 2 games away from the National Championship Series between West Virginia and Troy. Both of those teams are I know West Virginia was the 1 seed in their regional, but they had to put together a ridiculous comeback to beat Kentucky. Then they got to play Cal Poly. I mean, no offense to Cal Poly, and now you're going to play Troy. Troy, who was one of the last teams to get in. So, yeah, I think that's a matchup I'm interested to see how it works.
Yeah, Texas, Georgia. You said trading bombs on each other. They're going to be hitting them, too.
For sure.
Who's got the lean in that one, you think?
I would say Texas because of Volantis on the mound. I think that he's just a better pitcher than Volchko is, and I think that the park neutralizes them just a touch.
It is interesting they built such a big park that also faces into the wind more often than not there.
The geography of parks is an interesting one to me. Like, I wonder how much thought really goes into, like, hey, which way does the wind normally blow at this time of year? Do they have that discussion? I don't know.
Probably not. It's definitely a pitcher's ballpark, though. I also wonder. I mean, when you've got guys like Utermark and Becerra, they're not cheating. I mean, that park's not going to stop them from hitting home runs. But Ole Miss is a gaps and, more specifically, home run hitting offense. They don't produce much offense without hitting home runs. I mean, it happened in the regional and the super regional. They are a home run hitting offense, and if they don't, you got them. I wonder how much a pitcher's park impacts them. But again, Utermark and Becerra, when they hit home runs, that park's not. That
hasn't really been a problem. Yeah. Like you said, they don't really get cheated on any of their swings.
But still, though, it is what that place is known for anyway. Whether that's reality, I guess we'll see here in a couple days. But
I think that's going to be the case, though. I mean, home run hitters are home run hitters, And yes, it's a big park, and yes, it's historically has been a place where pitchers have thrived. But yeah, I think for sure that's going to be a place where Utermark and Becerra especially, hit home runs. Tanner Allen did it when he was at State, and he did it at Omaha. So on and so forth. I mean, home run hitters hit home runs. So it's kind of a simple thing.
Yeah. Somebody says, an Ole Miss guy tell me that there are rumors floating around that Wes Johnson has a system for predicting pitches that has allowed them to be an incredible offensive team. Have you heard rumors? I have not.
I haven't heard that. I can't imagine that's the case, though.
If that was the case, it would have been Mississippi State. If those rumors were out there and they were true, State has the resources and all that and the talented enough players to counter that.
Mm-hmm.
And they obviously did not.
Right.
Yeah, if they had an Astros sign-stealing situation going on and that was the rumor out there, State would have done enough to protect themselves to not let that be.
And not even talking about sign-stealing. It's just much as, I think it's just like predictive almost. I could be wrong, but that's what it sounds like. It doesn't sound like they're talking about straight-up sign-stealing.
Well, I mean, predictive is you study tendencies and all that stuff, right? I do love a good conspiracy. I have not heard that myself. Georgia's really good. I have not watched them play and thought, I don't know about this. Remember when Tennessee got caught with the juiced bats?
Mm-hmm.
When you watched them play, you had the, I don't know about, that's not a home run swing.
Right.
Now, come on, that went over the fence. Like, you thought that watching Tennessee play, and then it gets reported that they had juiced bats, and then, remember, nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that feeling when I watch Georgia hit. Those are not like, oh, hold on a second.
These are guys that can hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And they have been beat. Like, it's not like they've been perfect. You know, that they're flawed. They're just not as flawed as everybody else. Just listen closely, though, in Omaha for somebody hitting the trash cans like the Astros.
I don't think that's going to be the case.
Man, remember the Astros fans' defense of that?
Oh. Well, I mean, it's just like, and look.
You guys, they got caught so red-handed, though.
This is the truth about anything. And Texas Tech fans are doing it right now. When it's your team, you will do anything, especially when we're talking about winning a championship. It's one thing if we're like, trying to justify a team that went 8-4 in a regular season or something like that. You want a championship, you will do anything. You will go to any length to legitimize it.
I kind of draw the line on certain things, though, like gambling.
You might. The average fan does not.
If it comes out that Chambliss was betting on Ole Miss football last year, he should not play this year.
But you are more rational.
More, not totally rational.
A little more rational than a little more than the average, Rebel 69-420 out there on Twitter.
Mike says, I'll wager Georgia doesn't homer Saturday against Texas. Ooh. Would you take that bet?
Boy, that's a lot of pop in that lineup.
Mm-hmm.
I would take that. I don't want to take the bet because my record with Mike is not good. He always wins. But I think Georgia will put at least one ball out of the ballpark.
601-879-4395, the C-Spire text line. We'll wrap the show up with you next.
Sports Talk Mississippi. Sports Talk Mississippi.
You know I love sports.
On Super Talk Mississippi.
I spoke. I said a whole sentence.
I didn't have your mic on.
This guy.
I
said, did you see the video of the new drummer from Rush?
She's awesome.
Hitting the fill for Tom Sawyer like a champ. It was awesome. Yeah.
She's awesome.
Yeah, I don't think they're playing anywhere near here is the problem.
Yeah, Dallas and Atlanta and Charlotte are the closest stops on the Rush.
They're in Atlanta? When is that?
I believe so. I think it's late next month. Maybe I'm wrong.
Hotlanta. But no, it's looking like it's in football season. No, it's Egg Bowl week. Never mind, Rush.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, but the Egg Bowl's Black Friday. What day is it?
Hold on. Let me look at the actual calendar here. So the Egg Bowl is on the 27th. It's on the day before Thanksgiving and Black Friday. Those are the 2 days they're in Atlanta. So,
all right.
Nah, it's not going to happen.
We're driving to Atlanta.
We have to do a show.
And then when the show ends, we go to the show and go see Rush.
So how are we doing the show on Wednesday? Like from the hotel?
Yeah, absolutely. All we need is an internet connection. We don't even really need that.
No. No.
We really don't need that. It's amazing what technology is.
No, I would not. I can't do that.
Yes, you can.
I got to cook Thanksgiving dinner the next day. I got to cook.
You know what you do this year and this year only? You buy the pre-made stuff from Costco
not
or
in
whatever.
This life. Never.
To see Rush?
No, I couldn't. I know.
Now, in that video, Alex Lifeson and Geddy Lee sound great.
They sound fantastic.
Like, there are some bands that get together and you listen to them and it's like, oh, God, really? Oh.
Yeah.
No, not these guys. Plus Annika. Or Annika. So, okay, whatever. She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's absolutely awesome.
I'm trying to lock up a big interview for tomorrow, but the guy, he texted me once, and then I said, let's do this, and he hasn't texted me back. I'd love to announce it right here, but I'm going to wait till I have it locked in.
I won't know.
You'll know. You'll see it on social media, because this is one I know will clip up if I get it.
Who could that be? I'm not clipping it up. I'm already working enough on my vacation as it is with the podcast.
I'm sure somebody will make it happen. So,
you could do that.
Yeah.
You've got the access to the...
I could do it.
You could do it.
I know how. Come on, dude. Say it before we get off the air here. Just say, yes, that works for me. That's all I need him to say. Yes, that works for me. We'll have him on the show.
Somebody says, y'all's take on Rush makes me happy. Hadad, don't miss it.
It's just not, the timing is just not going to work. I cannot leave Egg Bowl Thanksgiving week to go to a concert. And you can't either, I'll have they point out.
I can be in Atlanta and do the show.
I don't think we can both be in Atlanta and do the show.
Yes, we can. It would be easier that way.
I disagree.
It would be so much because there'd be no delay with the device that we'd have to use because we'd both be in the same place.
I guess.
It would be even easier to do it there. Somebody would pay for us to go to the Rush show.
Oh, now you're really stretching that we're going to get this. They'll get somebody to sell. Hadad and Borkey go to Rush.
I mean,
no, it just is not going to happen. Let's just stop talking about it.
We need to find a bank that'll give us a loan so we can pay for it, and that they can be the provider of. Oh man,
I'm trying to see like where else are they playing? Are they playing in Tampa or anything like that? They're in San Antonio. That's in September though. That's like the week right after LSU, so that's no good. They are in Hollywood, Florida. They are in Tampa.
Yeah, but not where they are.
Again, in November, though, around football.
Somebody says, y'all sound like Beavis and Butthead. That's fine with me.
Here we go.
Good taste in music.
We'll go see them in March in Manchester, and we'll catch a Premier League game while we're there.
Buddy, I hate flying. Flying over the Gulf is going to terrify me. Flying over the Atlantic Ocean.
I'll get you something. I'm sure I can find something to work for you.
I'll have, shout out Shane Gillis, couple of beers. I'll have a couple of beers.
Couple of beers. Yeah.
And I'll be fine.
Get you one of them vodka beers. You can have a Manmosa.
What are you going to do the rest of the week?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I'm going to talk about sports right here on Sports Talk Mississippi.
Good.
I know Brad Henderson is joining me tomorrow. That one's I've already locked in. But this other one is still waiting on.
Good for old.
But I will be. Don't worry, Rebel fans. There will be plenty of coverage of your team in Omaha. You need not worry. Plus, plenty of other great stuff. College football. I might get a World Cup interview. I might get somebody.
You should, man. Our audience, every World Cup gets, and there's going to be some texters. Oh, I don't care about soccer. Okay, that's fine.
Well, those same texters are like, I don't care about Mississippi State, or I don't care about Ole Miss. Like, right. Guys, I don't care what you don't care about. How does that sound?
First game's Friday. You'll get to go straight from Ole Miss to World Cup.
Yeah.
For those of you that are Ole Miss fans that are also national team fans, enjoy the stress. I'm going to try to enjoy a little time off, although it's going to be a whole heck of a lot of driving. I will see you guys on Monday. Hadad's got you the rest of the week. From the Pearl River Resort Studio, this has been Sports Talk Mississippi. See you guys tomorrow at 3. Good night.
You won't. I won't.
SuperTalk Mississippi Media Production.